Kwame stared at his phone long after the screen went dark. The words from an old friend echoed in his mind. Think like an eagle. For 16 years, he'd been taught that thinking for himself was dangerous, that obedience was the highest virtue. But this message wouldn't leave him alone. That night, sleep was impossible. Memories flooded his mind of abandoned dreams, severed relationships, and a life spent being busy but not actually progressing. He was active, but never truly advancing. The next day his friend called again. Kwaku, he said, using his childhood name. Do you know why eagles don't fly with pigeons? Because eagles don't survive on crumbs. They soar alone. They see from a distance. And when storms come, they use the winds to rise above them. Kwame scoffed. Easy for you to say, but his friends. Life didn't just work out for me. Life didn't just work out for me. I worked through it. And I paid the price with discipline, not devotion to a man. That sentence shattered something inside him. Kwame walked outside, feeling the weight of the sky. For the first time in years, there was no schedule to follow, no meeting to rush to, no permission to seek. It was just him and the truth. He started seeing the patterns he had ignored for so long. How fear was disguised as faith, how loyalty had replaced love, how submission had slowly erased his own identity. They celebrated his sacrifices but never developed his skills. They praised his humility but benefited from his silence. Prosperity was always promised but never actually practiced. That evening, Kwame didn't search for sermons or prophecies. He searched for facts about eagles. He learned they build nests on high cliffs, far from predators. They renew themselves through a painful process of breaking their own beaks and feathers. They fly alone, not in flocks. Most importantly, they face storms head-on, using the wind to lift them even higher. Suddenly it all clicked. He wasn't broken, he was conditioned. The depression he felt wasn't a sign of weakness. It was grief for the man he could have become. The following Sunday, Kwame did the unthinkable. He didn't go to service. His phone buzzed with messages. Where are you? Don't isolate yourself. Pride comes before a fall. For the first time, he didn't reply. Instead, he took out an old notebook and wrote a list. Skills he never developed. Apologies he owed. Fears he needed to confront. And lies he was taught to believe. The hardest line to write was the last one. God does not need a human gatekeeper. That night, he knelt. Not to beg or impress, but to speak honestly. God, he whispered, if you created me to soar, teach me how to fly again. Slowly, clarity began to replace the confusion. The next day, he sent a message, not asking for permission, but declaring a boundary. I am stepping away to rebuild my life. Please respect my decision. The responses were immediate and revealing. There were threats, spiritual intimidation, and warnings of curses and failure. But instead of fear, Kwame felt something new. He felt freedom. Because eagles are not afraid of losing their cages. They were never meant to live in them in the first place. If this story resonates with you, know that your wings are not broken. They're just waiting for you to remember how to use them. Thanks for watching.